Customer support is one of the most challenging issues for companies as they scale because costs just keep on increasing. And today we want to talk about how AI can help companies reduce customer support costs and also increase revenue at the same time by having best customer support for their customers.
True, and there's many ways to do that, and these days we use AI to do that, right? So our topic is how AI and automation can improve customer support and reduce the cost of customer support for big companies in a big way. And we will tell you a few numbers which will probably shock you, and stay tuned for that.
All right, so let's start off by saying why customer support is so important. According to a survey that was done in 2021, 83% of customers expect an instant response when they reach out to customer support of a company. That just goes to show how important it is for the end user to have proper support when they do reach out to a company and have inquiries that they need help with, which I think personally is a crazy number, 83%.
Yes.
Expect an immediate response. So just think about that. So providing immediate responses 24/7 costs a lot of money if you turn that around into manpower. However, if you can have AI chatbots to take care of some of that, it's going to alleviate a lot of the costs.
Absolutely. And it's okay because I'm also one of that. If I want to talk to a company where I'm paying hundreds of dollars maybe for a subscription, or I'm a business client, I want to get answers very quickly about my problem at a specific company. And everyone will probably know some examples of bad customer support and good customer support. For example, Amazon grew to this space only because of their amazing customer support. They actually go over and beyond, since I know Amazon, to make the customer happy in any way they can. And this is why they grew to the biggest e-commerce platform in the world, in my opinion. So we all want, especially as a business owner, we all want to have amazing and excellent customer support, because it doesn't only make the costs lower by providing good customer support, especially with AI, where you can automate a lot of things which are usually done by people. And also on the other side, you can just increase your revenue and reduce churn rates by implementing AI to make your customer support better. So it's not only for businesses who are searching to make their customer support department cheaper, but also for people who say, hey, even if it's not getting cheaper, which it does, I want to have it better. And better is for sure if you start already implementing 24/7 AI chatbots, because they don't need to sleep, they don't have any working hours, they can just work 24/7. And anytime a client has an issue or a question, there is someone already listening to their issues and can react in the best possible way, whatever is possible. If the AI chatbot can answer the question, then it will, and it will resolve the case. If not, it will continue to forward this to a human agent, but this can be much less people than usually. If it's 10 people before that who answer all the questions live in a live chat on a platform for customer support, this can be reduced to 3 or 4 people just to have escalation systems in place.
Now, the next question that you're probably asking yourself is, how much do companies even spend on support? To give you guys an idea, it's estimated that about 10 to 15% of a company's revenue is spent on customer support. So if it's a $100 million company, that would be between $10 to $15 million per year on customer support. And even for smaller companies which are doing 100K, that could be 10 to 15%. In some niches such as e-commerce, I'd imagine it could be even higher. But that's like a rough idea to give you an idea of that. And 80% of those customer support costs are manual labor, meaning people sitting there, support agents, and also all the things, the frameworks around which are required to train new customer support agents, the hiring and firing process, all of that is man hours that go into it as well. And that's 80%. So if there's a 100K a month company, they spend between 10 to 15,000 a month on customer support, and 80% of that, so 8 to 13,000 or something, are attributed to manual labor, which is really interesting.
Yes, and I would even bet that smaller companies have a higher percentage for customer support department, and larger companies have a lower percentage because they already optimize processes and know that the customer service department is actually, we don't want to sound bad, but it's the first one which gets revolutionized by AI in the easiest way, because it basically replaces a support agent which is answering repetitive questions. So if you have a single employee in your company who is answering the same question at least twice or 3 times or even every day, then you know with AI you can make this task abundant. So you have an AI automation which can answer these repetitive questions and even more complex questions at any time for close to no cost, and is always ready, and it doesn't cost money if there is no support. If you have 20 people in your support currently working, but it's not that of a busy day, then maybe you have 5 people sitting around. This does not happen with AI because it's a single instance which can talk to as many people as possible at the same time. No waiting times, no sleeping times, no weekend times. It's just there and answers questions. And whenever it cannot answer the question, it will be forwarded to a human agent, as we already said. But you can even make this smarter. You can build a whole loop where this question gets answered later on because we saved the questions which didn't resolve in a resolution of the case. Then the company can answer those questions, and we build it into the knowledge base, which means this question will be answered in the future. So this means over time, in my opinion, 50 to 60% of personal labor in support departments can already be cut by today's technology. And in this example of the small to medium-sized company, which just make 100K revenue a year, when they spend 15,000, I'm pretty sure this can be reduced to 5,000 easily by implementing AI. And for big companies, these numbers even go much, much crazier. If we see a company which makes 100 million or a billion revenue per year, we're talking about support costs of 50 to 100 million a year, roundabout. And if you reduce this by 50%, we can all agree that these are huge numbers. So this is hundreds of thousands, if not even millions of dollars for big companies and institutionals to save just by implementing AI in this one specific department with one specific use case. And there is tons of other use cases, but we want to track down on separate use cases to give you the most value and explain you exactly how that actually works.
So the next question is automating all these customer support aspects and getting people to lose their jobs a good or a bad thing? What do you think?
I mean, we are helping to revolutionize the space by implementing these services for businesses. But the point is, if we don't do it, someone else would do it anyway, because this is something which cannot be stopped right now. We know now that some specific parts of labor in the world, and this is not just customer support, this can be anything, are going to be replaced by AI. And the simplest form of today's AI is just by replacing repetitive tasks, or tasks where people are just clicking on their screens without needing to think, and we can automate these processes. Instead of downloading a document, reading through the paper, and marking all the highlights where this word happens, which someone would do for an hour and sit there as an assistant and then upload it to some Google Drive to send it to their manager. This can all be done in just 10 seconds with an AI automation, and this can be repeated millions of times much, much faster. So in my opinion, it's a good and a bad thing. It's to be seen as a good thing because we are evolving, and you just need to understand how it works, then you are not really affected by it. So what happens right now is, we just said that today's technology, in my opinion, can for most of the companies replace 50 to 60% of the labor in support right now with today's technology. This means if a company has 100 support agents, they can cut this down to 50. And guess what? The better 50 people will stay in the company. They will get some new tasks. They will need to manage the AI. They will need to learn to work with the AI to make the AI smarter and to still take over if there's an escalation with someone in the support client process. But the better 50 people will stay in the company, and even more will get employed to take care of the AI, the systems, and that everything works. We actually are creating new jobs in this industry because we need people in our AI automation agency. So it's not just bad, it's actually really good, because the lower 50% performer of this customer support system will lose their job. And by losing their job, they should actually understand that there's one thing for all of us to consider right now. If you have one of those repetitive task jobs where you sit in front of a desk and you think to yourself, could this be done by a machine which just costs much less than I do? Then actually you are in risk of losing your job. And then you just need to understand that we have a new era coming. A new time is coming up where labor is abundant, because many repetitive things, which is 50, 60, 70% of all labor in the world, I would guess, will be replaced. You can do one thing to prevent anything bad happening for you in this case. You need to develop new skills and you need to adapt to the new markets, because if you don't adapt, you just get left behind. You will be the lower 20% of some department, and this department will get optimized because we live in a capitalist world and people want to spend less money on costs, so you will get replaced. But if you act now, it's still early. If you act now and learn about AI, how to implement it, learn the technologies, learn what's possible, and get creative with those ideas and actually sit down and work on those, then pretty quickly you can develop a new skill which is very thought after, and you can even earn 2, 3, 4 times more than what you're earning right now.
So to basically sum it up, get on board or get left behind. So if you're a company owner, you need to go and find a business that knows about AI and can help you optimize your systems, your processes, and all of your workflows inside of your company. If you're an average person working a job and you feel like it can be replaced, and believe me, it most likely can, you need to start working on new skills, develop new skills, and become higher value in the marketplace. Because if you know how to use AI, suddenly you're of complete different value to the company that you're working at. Maybe if let's say you're a customer support agent and you suddenly start to develop skills in AI, and you can go to your boss and say, hey, look, I have this system and we can optimize this and we can do this with our customer support team, then suddenly you're not just a customer support agent anymore, you're the advisor who helps them integrate AI into their customer support flows. So learning and implementing is a big key if you want to survive in this new world.
Absolutely, and this is a great advice. If you stick until the end of this video now, you got this advice, which is actually really smart. If you're working in a company and you have the thoughts that your job could be replaced in the next month or years with some AI, then go out now and find ways to revolutionize or to automate something in your department of something you are doing anyway. So you offer the solution, and then they will not fire you, they will fire the people next to you because you actually know about this shit. You can help them to integrate it and you reduce their costs, so you can even earn much more money. So this is a life hack for everyone who has that problem right now. So do this now.
So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, let us know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. And that's it from us. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.
See you in the next one.